What if I told you that a single player's choice in Toronto could completely alter the destiny of another star 3,000 miles away in Vancouver? Welcome to the wild, unpredictable world of NHL Free Agency, where careers hang in the balance and million-dollar decisions create ripple effects across the entire league. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating storylines brewing just beneath the surface, a tale that connects two elite right-wingers in ways that might surprise you. The unlikely connection that has everyone talking. Picture this. Mitch Marner, the Toronto Maple Leafs superstar, sits in his agent's office contemplating his future. Meanwhile, across the continent, Brock Boeser paces nervously, knowing that a man he's never had a meaningful conversation with holds the key to his financial destiny. This isn't fiction. This is the reality of modern professional sports. Rick Dhaliwal, one of the NHL's most connected insiders, dropped a bombshell revelation that has sent shockwaves through hockey circles. According to Dhaliwal sources, Boeser's entire future, his next contract, his next team, perhaps even his legacy, is intrinsically tied to whatever decision Marner makes come July 1st. The future of Boeser may be tied to Mitch Marner, Dhaliwal revealed on the Donnie and Daily podcast. But here's where it gets really interesting. It's not just about talent or team needs. It's about something far more strategic and cutthroat. The scarcity game. Why supply and demand rules everything. Both players share something incredibly valuable in today's NHL. They're elite, right-handed right-wingers. In a league where left-handed players dominate, finding a skilled righty who can consistently produce is like discovering gold. And when you're talking about players of Marner and Boeser's caliber, you're dealing with the rarest of commodities. Think about it from a general manager's perspective. You've got a gaping hole on your top line's right wing, and you need someone who can not only score, but also create opportunities for others. The pool of available talent is microscopic. After Marner and Boeser, the options become significantly less appealing, and every GM knows it. This scarcity creates a fascinating dynamic. Teams that miss out on Marner won't simply move on to a completely different type of player. They'll pivot immediately to Boeser, potentially driving up his market value beyond what anyone initially expected. It's basic economics playing out on hockey's biggest stage. Vancouver's high-stakes gamble. The Vancouver Canucks find themselves in an impossible position. They know Boeser's worth, they've seen his potential, and they're desperate to keep him. According to Thomas Drance from The Athletic, Vancouver made their move early, extending what sources describe as a substantial contract offer back in March, reportedly a 5-year deal worth $40 million. But here's the million-dollar question. Is $8 million per year enough when the market might explode beyond all expectations? Boeser, coming off a 50-point season, represents everything Vancouver needs in their quest to become a legitimate Stanley Cup contender. At 28 years old, he's entering his prime years, and his combination of size, skill, and hockey IQ makes him invaluable to the Canucks' offensive structure. Yet Vancouver's front office finds themselves playing a dangerous waiting game. Every day they hesitate, every moment they spend evaluating their long-term prospects with Boeser brings them closer to potentially losing him forever. And if Marner hits the open market and creates the feeding frenzy many expect, Vancouver might find themselves priced out of their own player. The feeding frenzy. Who wants what Vancouver has? The vultures are already circling, and they're not being subtle about it. According to Dhaliwal sources, the list of teams with serious interest in Boeser reads like a who's who of NHL franchises looking to make a statement. Travis Green and Mike Yeo in Ottawa have made their admiration for Boeser well known. The connection makes sense. Green coached Boeser in Vancouver and understands exactly what he brings to the table. In Philadelphia, Rick Tocchet, another former Canucks coach, has been quietly advocating for a Boeser pursuit. The Los Angeles Kings have been watching Boeser for years, and their interest has never wavered. The Boston Bruins were reportedly sniffing around at the trade deadline, trying to gauge Vancouver's asking price. Even Minnesota, desperately seeking offensive firepower, has thrown their hat into the ring. But here's what makes this situation truly explosive. These teams aren't just casually interested. They're prepared to pay premium prices especially if Marner sets the market at an astronomical level. The psychology of free agency desperation, there's something almost predatory about how NHL free agency operates. Teams that miss out on their primary target don't just move on, they become desperate, and desperate teams make expensive decisions. Imagine you're the general manager of a team that just missed out on Marner. You've spent months planning your roster around acquiring a game-changing right winger. Your owner is breathing down your neck, your fan base is expecting big moves, and suddenly your plan A is off the table. You don't have the luxury of patience. You don't have the option of waiting until next year. You need to make something happen, and Boeser becomes not just your plan B, he becomes your salvation. That's when rational spending goes out the window, and that's when players like Boeser can command far more than anyone initially anticipated. The ripple effect that changes everything. This isn't just about two players and their contracts. This is about how one decision can fundamentally alter the landscape of professional hockey. If Marner signs with Toronto, Boeser's market remains manageable, and Vancouver has a fighting chance to keep their star. If Marner hits free agency, all hell breaks loose. Teams that have been hoarding cap space for years will suddenly find themselves in bidding wars. Franchises that have been conservative with their spending will throw caution to the wind. And players like Boeser, who might have been looking at $7 to $8 million per year contracts, could suddenly find themselves in the $10+ million range. The math is simple, but the implications are staggering. Every team that pursues Marner and fails will immediately shift their focus to Boeser. Each failed negotiation increases the desperation level, and each desperate team drives the price higher. What this means for hockey's future: we're witnessing something unprecedented in modern NHL history, a scenario where one player's decision creates a domino effect that could reshape multiple franchises for years to come. This isn't just about contracts, it's about team building, salary cap management, and the very strategy of how successful organizations operate. The beauty of this situation lies in its unpredictability. No one, not the players, not the agents, not the general managers, knows exactly how this will play out. But everyone understands the stakes. For Vancouver, keeping Boeser might mean the difference between legitimate cup contention and another decade of mediocrity. For the teams circling like sharks, landing Boeser could be the final piece that transforms them from playoff hopefuls to championship favorites. And for us fans, we get to witness one of the most fascinating chess matches in recent NHL history, where every move matters and every decision has consequences that extend far beyond the immediate future. So buckle up, hockey fans. The next few weeks are going to be absolutely wild, and when the dust settles, the entire landscape of professional hockey might look completely different. All because one player in Toronto has to decide where he wants to play next year. What do you think? Will Marner's decision create the chaos everyone expects, or will cooler heads prevail? Drop your predictions in the comments below, and smash that like button if you're as excited as I am to see how this incredible story unfolds.